part two. So I'm sorry, y'all see how to be rock and roll and all, but Dez, you were about to say something, but I gotta let Louv finish her point.
Sure.
So Louv said, one, I've been to Ghana twice.
Correct.
She went for 4 hours, but she didn't sleep.
4 days. 4
See,
days.
4
hours. How she gonna go for? Now that's a lie.
Hey, these time, but y'all about to see this next time machine. That's how I did that. But go ahead real quick, finish it up.
Yeah, so it was definitely life-changing. When you go to the castles and you have that experience, for me, I could hear the ancestors asking me, what are you going to do? Like, what's your part to play in making this wrong right? Like, I literally was hearing them, and then just seeing the water where they had to like leave home. Like, it's like an extra sense.
Yeah.
Picks up. I don't even know how to
describe it.
It's like a
spiritual like experience, right?
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And to think there were churches there, I was just like, how can people worship when all of this has happened? It was just it transformed me. When I left, I was not the same person. So I have been a different person.
They say when they go across those waters over there, that it's just life-changing.
It is. I felt, you know what? You were such a disrespectful person. I just felt like everybody just needs to go back and experience it so that they can check themselves. Because I really checked myself. Really checked myself through that experience.
Yes, it's stuff.
That's eye-opening.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What you gotta say, sister?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I was just so happy that I got to take my shoes off on the ground and touch the soil.
Yeah.
That was just a great experience for me. Because I do a lot of grounding here, but it just wasn't the same.
What are you saying?
It wasn't the same.
I know my dad, he had a dream of going to Africa. He always was like, son, I'm gonna go to Africa and teach computers and computer science and stuff. He passed away, never made it there, but he always had a dream of going.
So you have to go.
Correct.
You have a choice.
I don't have a choice. Y'all get it, right?
Yeah, you got to go.
Let's start with that fun. Yeah. So, ladies, I don't want the camera to do tricks and all that kind of stuff, but y'all grew a little bit. Y'all got somebody sitting between y'all. You got to tell us who our guest is right here and introduce the man.
Oh, that is Mr. Dre Taylor.
Mr. Dre Taylor.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Sir.
Welcome.
Beyond Investments.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Doing great things over in the motherland, building development, sustainable developments. Yeah, absolutely.
So, Dre, where are you from originally?
Born and raised Kansas City, Missouri, Show Me State.
Man, sorry, I know that's not your football team no more, right?
I'm actually a Baltimore fan.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I'm from Philly, so I'm an Eagles fan. So I was trying to throw some shade, but you caught it and threw it right back.
Yeah, we just left Philly, so they gave me some stuff there. So.
I was just touring. I mean, you're doing a tour right now and all that good stuff. But how was the stop in Philly?
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. I think this is our 5th stop, fourth and fifth. The last 4 or 5 days. So I'm coming straight from China. I was in China for 7 days. And left Ghana to go to China, so like 3 continents in the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
Man.
So Dre, tell us your story. I know you're from Kansas City, Missouri, but what's this tour about? Who are you? And thank you for blessing us on Free Game.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm a developer. I'm building properties in the Aburi Mountains in Ghana, 105 properties, 7 houses, 8 duplexes, 192 condo units. And so really just trying to bring our people back.
Yeah.
And provide an easy way for them to make that transition, especially now with the political climate that we're in. The time is now, so trying to get those who are interested in looking to move back, providing, like I said, an easy, sustainable destination for them to come to.
So did you go from Kansas City straight to Ghana? Or what touched your heart? And did you take a trip over there in castles and the ancestors were speaking to you? Tell the folks the story, man.
It's real. It's not funny. It's real.
I really, because I'm probably one of the listeners on the other side where I'm on the fence. I'm like, okay, sounds good, but tell me somebody that's done it, how I can relate to them.
Yeah, so I mean, when we look at who we are as a people, we've been here 400 years. 250 years of slavery, 100 years of Jim Crow, about 50, 60 years of just pure racism. What do we have to lose? What do we have to lose? We sit here fighting this DI, not supporting Target. What is our end goal? We've been here 400 years and we don't have enough tables to put our workers in. We still fighting to shop at a place. This is crazy to me. Insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. And so Africa is an option. I haven't been to every country, but I can speak to Ghana because that's where I'm at, that's where I'm building, that's where I live, that's where I'm free. A lot of us don't know what it means to be free.
Mm-hmm.
When you pull out this parking lot, you're going to look around. If there's a police officer, you're going to adjust your mirror. You're going to get a sweat either on your head or your underarm. That's hereditary. That was passed down from your father, your grandfather, X, Y, and Z. Why do we have this condition? It makes no sense. Be comfortable.
Right.
What is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back? Our back has been broken. What is it going to be?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We so used to it. So when I went to Ghana in 2019, the year returned, marked the 400-year anniversary of slavery. I went there, and as soon as I touched the ground, I knew I was going to move there.
Wow.
You know, I had a partner of mine who had a house there. Let me stay with him and his family. He had a 7,000 square foot house on 2 plots of land, growing all their own fruits and vegetables. I'm like, man, I'm spinning my wheels in the U.S. You over here looking like a king.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And it's you a man over there. Over here in the States, you're a black man. You know, here in the States, we got 400,000 black brothers in jail, 1.2 million on probation and parole or slave papers. And in Ghana, you have about 35 million people with less than 15,000 people in jail. That speaks volumes. How many of us know people have been killed? Brothers, cousins, friends. That's not normal in Ghana. They don't have weapons like that. They're not trying to shoot and kill you. They're not mean mugging you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't have those same issues over there. So it's like I'm free to do whatever I want to do when I want to do it within reason.
Right.
It's a conversation with people there, you know, especially the police. What's up, Chairman? How you doing? Welcome back. You know, they're not trying to take you to jail. Every once in a blue moon, they want a little money. They call something for the boys. How many people you wish you could have gave $2 to instead of getting handcuffed and getting booked to get a mugshot?
Right.
You know what I mean? Who's sitting in jail wishing?
Like they could just go back and give something to a little bit of loyalty.
A little bit of loyalty, you know? And a lot of brothers don't get this chance. They don't get a second or third chance. We got a third of us that got felonies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who can't travel, who got child support, who can't travel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so they sit there stuck, you know, and so just trying to provide opportunities and show people it can be done. Marcus Garvey said what man can do, what men have done, man can do. And so just trying to bring our people over, see something different, and let the chips fall where they fall. Ghana's not for everybody. It's not a utopia, but the pros definitely outweigh the cons for me.
No, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. So why Ghana? What made you start building there?
It was just the peace, the opportunity, the culture. I tried to apply for 5 medical marijuana licenses in Missouri, like the tipping point when I didn't get it. Now I have an agricultural patent. I could have sold it to universities. I have one of the largest greenhouses in the Midwest. I have 35,000 fish houses growing. Like I said, my agricultural patent is breeding insects. I went to China to learn how to breed them on a commercial level.
Wow.
And so I should have been able to get a license. I had one of the founders of Applebee's, had a founder of Title Boxing, one of the executives at Bayer Pharmaceuticals, who was going to fund me, but I guess I didn't pay the right people. So that was just the icing on the cake. I was doing well in Kansas City, doing the things I was doing, but it was just the icing on the cake where it was just one thing after another, not to show people a different way that can be had where I don't have a ceiling. There's no ceiling over there for me.
So I got excited about doing this interview with my partner here and interviewing you. And I did my research. Something that you said that hit me is over there, you ain't got to worry about nobody robbing you or taking from you or killing. Like there's bad sides to anywhere you live. There's a good side and a bad side.
Right.
But a lot of times over here, if you get a certain status, you got to worry about somebody taking what you work hard for and just the peace that you get from not even worrying about. That's just another one.
Yeah, even when I was trying to get the medical marijuana license, before I even got started, I had somebody try to extort me for 50 grand. This before I even got started. You know what I mean? And so it's like, do I get in this situation with this person and end up in jail, or do I go somewhere where I'm free and got to worry about this crazy stuff? You know what I mean? And so I'm just at peace, brother, and I wish more brothers can feel the peace that I have.
Yeah.
And when you talk to brothers over there, you talk to sisters over there, they tell you, man, they ain't coming back. For what?
Right.
You know what I mean? When you find something good, it's like the walls close in every time I come to the state. Every time I come to the airport, it's like the walls close in.
Yeah.
I start seeing these white people, and you have all these rules and regulations.
Yeah.
When you figure out in Ghana, things aren't that serious.
Gotcha.
Here,
Gotcha.
everything is a jailable offense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so having something where it's not that serious. So if I got a license plate light out, it's not a jailable offense. You know what I mean? Just pulling me over because of not who I am. To say I'm driving while I'm black is because who they are. It's because they're white.
Right.
We have to remove that narrative. And I was doing this because I'm black. No, they're doing that because they're white. They've done that to every other group and culture that's been here. The Koreans, the Japanese, the immigrants, Irish, the Italians before they became white. You know what I mean? And so it's their history. We just don't understand that as a people.
Yeah. So one, thank you, right? Because you went over in 2019 and you're sharing your story, and that's what we appreciate. Because we like folks to be authentic and be themselves when they come and share your story. So, what's the plight now? Yep, I'm a developer. Yes, I'm building homes. I get all that. Yes, I'm gonna get to how much it costs. I ain't gonna get there. But before I get there, how much it costs, Dre? What's your calls, right? Because when I say that is because hey, I'm coming over. I'm been here in 2019. You're good, right? You're doing your thing. You got peace. I love the way you said peace because I like folks to understand that's my camera right there. Before you have peace, you're not gonna get peace from a person. You're not gonna get peace from a place or a thing. You gotta have peace from within.
That's right.
So if you don't already have it within, Dre didn't tell you that part. Don't get off the plane thinking that any place is gonna give you peace. You gotta have peace already within. But with that being said, what is your goal? Aside from developing and sharing the story, Dre, what's the plight? Because you're going on a 12, 13 city tour or worldwide tour right now, not just cities. So what's the plight there? And how did you link up with the sisters selling real estate with Love to your left and Dez to your right? Because they my sisters too, but I'm big bro, so I'm cautious of who I let them hang out with. But they say you good people, so
It's too late now.
right, I know, I see.
Yeah, we linked up in Houston.
Okay.
We linked up at an event, Africanism conference, and then we went out afterwards. They were standing on tables at the.
Sound about right.
Let me find out. Come on.
My recollection. So,
Yeah.
we have good people. We've just been networking ever since we met in Houston
Nice.
a couple months back. And really just trying to provide opportunities for those looking for something different. And so it's been a good turnout for those looking at different options that's available. People are tired of being tired. And so providing that easy way where every time you go to Ghana, it's not like a rites of passage program. You have to figure things out.
Right.
So how do we do things as a collective, as a people? We always talk about it,
Yep.
but we don't really do it and execute it.
Yeah.
So this is my goal, to go to these different cities, see who's doing what, who's interested, what can you bring to the table, and how can we work as a team, as a collective. That was even when I went to China to say, okay, most of the things that's coming in from Ghana are coming in from China, imported in. And so how do we get things in bulk as a collective? If you need these things, you plan on building. Even if you're not building with me, that's fine. Let's go in and buy these solar panels in bulk. I just read today, they put like a 200% tariff on solar panels here. You know, what I could pay for $5,000 in China, now in the US, it's going to cost about $80,000.
That's
You know what I
crazy.
mean?
That's
So
crazy.
this is the kind of crazy stuff that we dealing with. And so people are seeking options where we're getting priced out here with property taxes. In Ghana, property tax would be like $200 for the year on a $200,000 house. You know what I mean? So you can pretty much live your best life on about $1,500 to $2,000 a month. You know, so your Social Security stretch, we got a pension, that's even better. I got, not to brag, but I got a driver, I got cleaners, I got security, and this is all under $1,500 a month. And so,
So Dre, you told me. So Dre, is that an invite? Is that an invite for me?
come on over,
Come
brother.
check out.
Come on over, brother.
All right.
We got room for you.
Yeah. So the thing is, so let me ask you, what's the price points? And I have another question. I know, Ed, I know you got part 3, but real quick, what's the price point? So somebody on the outside, what's the price point on the cost of building a home? I know you said you got single families, you got condos, you got duplexes. I like the duplex, but what's the price points and what does that look like?
So like a studio was like $65K, had to be around like 550 square feet.
Okay.
Our houses and duplexes, we sold out. We got a waiting list of like 40 people waiting for the next batch.
Got you. But I know you, so I get.
Yeah,
it's all about who you
we'll
know.
give you a discount.
Americanized. Who you know.
He's trying to
Yeah.
jump the line.
Yeah.
He's trying to jump the line.
Yeah, so the duplex is like 3 bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2,400 square feet, rooftop pool, solar, battery backup, off the grid for like $180K.
Wow.
Beautiful views. The mountain views, and you got city lights and lights. It's almost like you're in California with the same kind of scenery
Wow.
there, just peace and quiet. You know what I mean? So the house is like 220K, 2,800 square feet,
Yeah.
rooftop pool, rooftop solar, battery backup, off grid,
How many bedrooms are bad for that single family?
4 bedrooms, 4.5 bath.
4 bedrooms, 4.5 bath.
Yeah,
Wow.
4 different levels.
Wow.
So how is the electricity and internet? Does it support the infrastructure of anybody?
Yeah, so the electricity, it will go out every now and again. That's why we have solar and that's why we have battery backups. So we make our own bricks on the property, earth bricks, so it's cooler inside the property. So you don't need as much AC in there. The way we built it, we have a lot of windows, you get a lot of breeze. So at nighttime, you definitely don't need the AC. And so we're thinking about all the things that we're going to experience when we get there. So trying to eliminate all those issues from worrying about security, even though Ghana is a safe country, worrying about the power. The water is from a well that we pump up to reverse osmosis, so you have drinking water. So just doing the sustainable things on the property, so you don't have to worry about that when you come to Ghana water development.
Hey, something that I saw in an interview, one of your interviews, you were interviewing a young lady. Everybody's a young lady. So you earned it right. And you were asking her, like, how much does it take to live comfortable here or above comfortable? And she was saying about $1,500 a month, American
Yeah.
dollars. Is that true?
Yeah, you can find somewhere comfortable to stay, like a 2-bedroom apartment for like $300, around $300 to $500 a month, you know. And so I tell people take a year off, take about $6 grand, 10 grand, take a year off and just enjoy yourself. Find whichever you want to do. You can come back here and get on the same treadmill we've been running on. You know what I mean?
Right.
They've been running on for forever. So yeah, you can pretty much. I had a family of 6 that lived on less than $1,000 a year.
Wow.
$1,000 a year, $1,000 a month.
A month, yeah.
And that's dope to me because a lot of people that I'm talking to now, because of everything that's going on, I don't want to get too political. People were expecting to retire this year or next year. They got to push that out. They probably gonna have to work until they die. So I think that this is a good option for some people that want it. People tired, man. You been working since you was 15, 16, whatever. You tired. You need a break. You want to be able to enjoy what you work hard for.
Right.
Do you want to speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, it gives you options where now your retirement stretch. I had a partner, he's about 63, ready to retire. And now you're looking at now his 401k done dropped. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you do now? You know what I mean? You keep on working. Black men only live to average 67. You know what I mean? I remember one time my father turned 50. I went to his party. They were like, this is a G move to make it to 50. You know what I mean? They were celebrating that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us just don't make it. And then you get up to 60-something. How much longer do we have to live? You don't work the whole life.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I try to tell people, pull the money out where your money's going to stretch a lot further anyway. It's going to balance out. The stress that you will have here is going to kill you faster than the stress that you're going to let go when you go over there.
Right.
And so sometimes we look at that money aspect and don't look at how we living in the health and all the things we carry. When you touch the ground in Ghana, we call them the bags we didn't know we was carrying. We don't even know why we mad sometimes. It's just that's who we are.
Correct.
You know what I mean? We just ready to take it to 10 because we just angry.
The stress is a life.
Yeah, the stress of our
Defense
life.
mode.
It's called epigenetics.
Yeah,
Yeah, that hamster wheel, like you spoke of.
Yeah, so when you go over there, you have to, almost need counseling.
Right.
You have to debrief. You got to say, woo-sa. You know what I mean? And be like, man, I'm at peace. And it just holds so much weight. We don't understand just how much we carry because we've been carrying it so long for generation to generation.
No, that's dope. That's dope, man. We got part 3 coming up, guys. I want y'all to start thinking about, because I heard it's a special project where you got your own MLS system over there. So lock in. Y'all got to hear this the real doctor right here, Dr. Dre.
Oh, yeah.
So Dr. Dre is dropping jewels and he's letting everybody know exactly the other option of where else you can live. Again, Kansas City, Missouri to Ghana. And he did that, sounded like about 6 years ago. And he changed his life. So
Visionary.
So I'll be interested in hearing how that whole transformation has changed and all that good stuff. So we'll be right back. All right? Peace.